Alright weebs, I'm going to be looking at the how to attend an anime convention on wikiHow. And why not, let's react to somebody else's view on how to attend an anime convention. Now, I'm Tucky. I've had over a decade of running and attending anime conventions. So let's see how close they get to actually having a really good guide here. You've watched hours of your favourite anime, you're subscribed to your manga magazines, invested in buying the volumes, you've ordered the posters online of your favourite characters. Now you're ready to attend your anime convention. Well, you're ready. You don't need to buy everything or watch the shows. You're ready to attend whenever. Right, so let's get into it. Part 1, registering for the convention. I like that they've went with registering for the convention because obviously you're not going to get in without a ticket, and registration is probably the most important part of attending an anime convention. I'll put the text up like here so I'm not reading it all out. But the basics of it are research anime conventions in your area. Bigger cons have longer lists and have more stuff on, could be overwhelming. You can research different conventions, animecons.com. And some of the largest anime conventions include Anime Expo in Los Angeles, California, Anime North in Toronto, Ontario, and Anime Central in Rosemont, Illinois. Obviously, I'm in Britain. We run SunnyCon Anime Expo. There's a lot more bigger events, yeah, MCMs and whatnot over here, and this is going to be from the article I can see, it's going to be mostly USA based, especially from the picture. Look at him, he looks so happy looking at his tablet. What a scamp. So all I can take away from this part 1 of part 1 is, yes, research your anime conventions. Obviously bigger conventions are bigger and more overwhelming. See where we are in the United Kingdom, there's lots of little events that pop up, but it's not necessarily anime based. It's more geeky, more generic, everything sci-fi and whatnot, and there's some like really niche ones as well. They're quite small, that'll be worth checking out, but it depends on your interests. And second, I'll add that animecons.com are an essential resource. If you want an anime convention, most likely it's going to be listed on there, well listed on there. Like if you're an anime convention, it's very highly likely that you are on that website and database. So if you're looking for a convention, animecons.com, not sponsored. Number 2 of part 1, select a convention based on your budget. They've got here smaller anime cons cost around $30 for pre-registration, $50 to $60 a badge. That's roughly around about the same as what it is here in the United Kingdom. Sometimes maybe more, especially if you're going for 18 plus events where it's like a hotel convention, residential, where you've also got like hotels and whatnot in there. You may decide to go with friends or a partner to cut down costs at the anime convention, especially if you're on a tight budget. This advice is basically what you do in everyday life. If you want to go somewhere, you've got to make sure you've got the disposable income to do that activity or buy that thing. You can prioritize different costs, and with going to an event, obviously you get the tickets first, but there's hotels, there's transport, there's a food budget, there's a spending budget as well. We did a video on this a while back, so we'll put the thing here or in one of the corners, the link to it. Donna did a really good how to budget for an anime convention or any convention. Number 3, register early. Pre-registration, con badges are non-refundable, non-transferable. Some are. You should be able to make sure that you can attend all 3 days of an anime convention. Some are 2 days, some are 4 days. And if you don't, you can still pick up your pass at the door, but it'll be more expensive and longer for you to wait in line. This is probably one of the more important things from a convention organizer point of view, as early registrations, they give us an estimated number, a more accurate estimated number. From a convention organizer point of view, registering for the convention is very, very important, especially for us as we get numbers, we get budget, we get everything that'll help us with our future planning. Now, what we usually see is, like, for us personally, we see a spike in sales initially when all VIP and premium tickets go. Then we have this lull period all the way through to around about March, April time, and obviously like April and May and June, like months before SunnyCon, we see this huge spike in ticket rises. Ideally for us, if people were to buy all initially, then we'd know what budget to have and we'd be able to pay things off a lot earlier and get things planned. There's a lot of guesswork with conventions. Obviously, it's not going to go that way for us because we understand people want to wait and want to see and want to keep their options open for what guests, what panels, what other events will be going on at the event. Definitely register early if you can. If you can get the ticket, by all means do it as soon as possible. This is not just for like our event, this is for any event you go to, because booking yourself there, sometimes there is limited capacity, sometimes there's limited space, sometimes they're new events and they need that initial revenue to then pay off like things like venues, pay things like guests ahead of time so they don't end up having to get cancelled or fall off, which a few events have done in the past. Once again, from an organiser's point of view, we will use a lot of sales techniques to try and get you to buy the tickets early, like tiered tickets like we do, VIP and premium. They are a limited amount. We use scarcity there, which is a marketing technique. Also, some conventions might do tickets in waves where they'll release a certain amount, which is also scarcity. Some might have a price increase later down the line. And as I say, we know as a consumer, you're probably going to wait till the last second. But if you want to support an event and you really want to actually attend and make sure that there's a lot that goes on, by all means, you know, buy early. Part 2 here, preparing for a convention, and that is an uncomfortably happy looking car ride going on there in the picture. And your transportation to a convention should check on flight deals. Flight deals, man. Keep forgetting that America's that big that you got to fly from place to place. In Britain, it's like nowhere's more than an 8-hour car drive, which is probably like a short distance in Texas. Other options like train and bus, especially on tight budget. Right, so determining your transportation to a convention from personal experience, and once again, this is in the UK, driving there is always the best because you get from A to B with no need for checking bags, no need for waiting for unreliable public transport, and especially here in Britain, there's a lot of unreliable transport. Part 2, number 2 here, decide if you will need accommodations at the convention. Some conventions can be in-house kind of residential conventions where it's actually held within the hotel and they use the conferencing facilities there. Other events such as ours are held at a separate venue where you would need to book a hotel, but in the local area. Luckily, where we're based in Newcastle, there's a lot of hotels. Other events could be held just in gymnasiums. It all depends on the length and time and what you want to spend at the event. So you should check the Anime Convention website, see if they have reserved hotel rooms in attendance. Yes, we do that. We have a partnership with the Newcastle Gateshead Convention Bureau who help us sort out separate allocation blocks with local hotels. And what you need to do is you go through their portal, which is on our website, and you can book your hotel in advance and it's no deposit. This bit here, they've got... you may go for a hotel, especially if you're travel companions, and you may want to split the cost. Personal experience here, try your best to get a hotel room for yourself or yourself and your partner. Make sure if you are sharing a hotel room, it's with somebody who's close, someone you can trust, because you might be able to split the cost, but that £50 to £100 saving that you may get over like the 3 days, you know, you've got to give up certain things like space. You might not have a good night's sleep due to either like limited space in the beds or the fact that there's always that one person who just does not go to sleep on time because they're too excited. You've got to trust people with your belongings. You've got to trust people with giving you time to go to the bathroom and keep everything clean. And there's obviously like food and whatnot. Sometimes sharing a hotel, it can be a fun experience, especially with trusted friends. But the majority of time that I've seen from my own personal experience, from close friends' experience, they've always regretted it and always wished that they could have like spent a little extra and got the hotel for themselves. 3, prepare a cosplayer. Not needed. As yes, me running anime convention, you don't need to come you do not need to come cosplay. This is one of the things we actually still get like after nearly like 12 years of running a convention. We usually get people emails saying, am I still able to come if I don't have a cosplayer ready? And the answer is always yes, you do not need a cosplay is not it's not something that's definitely needed for the convention. If you want to come in normal clothes, by all means come in normal clothes, take in the atmosphere. Cosplay is that extra step to the convention where you feel comfortable being in a crowd of people. If you are intending to cosplay, prepare a cosplay. Create a convention survival kit, number 4 of part 2. here. Create a convention surviving kit. A sewing kit with duct tape, markers to make emergency repair. Now, this might not be necessary because carrying stuff around a convention hall is stressful, especially if you're buying more merchandise. A sewing kit, duct tape, markers, some people suggest glue guns. This might not be needed as the event. I know we have a cosplay repair area where we have like the basics. If your cosplay is more complex and it's more intricate and you need certain things, by all means have that. I wouldn't suggest carrying it around the convention center because once again, it's like if you're in a cosplay, maybe have somebody else who can carry your bag. Loose cash to spend on food, a camera with extra batteries, photo ID, as well as loose cash again for some reason, and water and snacks. Given that after the pandemic everybody was cashless, and given that that has driven a lot of venues now to be completely cashless, I believe that we're going to have like cashless conventions within the next 5 years at least. It's something that we, SunnyCon Anime Expo, are considering due to the fact that St James's Park, where we're held, is a completely cashless venue. Camera, extra batteries. If you are a photographer, obviously you'll already know this, you don't need to be told to take extra batteries. If you are, I'd say to save space rather than carrying like cameras, batteries, like sewing kits, everything you'll need, mobile phone. You get a mobile phone, maybe one, maybe two power banks if you're going to be very busy. Photo ID, that's a big one, especially if you plan on drinking or attending 18+ events. Water and snacks for when you're hungry. Also a really good idea. Final part of part 2. Number 5, read convention guide and schedule events. Yes, and maybe no. Most of the events and the timetables, and we have this when we're making the timetables, like we could set a timetable now, but there will always be something that needs rearranging, something that needs moving. So if you are getting schedules, keep an eye on, at least follow the social media of the event that you're attending. Try to be as flexible as possible, especially if you're planning it at the event. Part 3, enjoying yourself at the convention. Once again, the picture of the happy looking chappie who appears to be in a skate park somehow. Wear comfortable clothing and shoes. If you are not cosplay, well, it should be, even if you are cosplaying, wear comfortable shoes. Make sure you dress for the season and the weather, and make sure that you do not make yourself uncomfortable in any way. Make sure your cell phone's fully charged, already been through. Camera's fully charged, yeah. If your friends exchange numbers, I don't think in this day and age people call friends. I think it's just a notification on social media, send a message, a Snapchat or something. Number 2, arrive early. You should plan to arrive at least 30 minutes to 1 hour before doors open. For some events, yes, because the queuing system is such that like there's tens of thousands of people who have to go in. But if you're going to the events that have hundreds of thousands of them, yes, queue early. Number 3, split up if you have different interests. I don't really see why this should be a thing. Your own personal, like, it goes with your scheduling. You know where you want to be. Your friends know where you want to be. You don't have to be attached at the hip. Number 4, socialize with other convention attendees. This is a yes and a no. Be aware of that you're going to be surrounded by a lot of either introverted or overly extroverted people. There is a huge hot mess of humanity at conventions. Always be polite, never be overbearing, over the top, always ask permission. Interesting picture they've used. I think that's going to be the thumbnail. Show off, socialise, and have fun experience to the fullest. And that's it. That is Wiki's how to attend an anime convention. So just for a bonus thing here, community Q&As. Question 1, are hentai body pillows acceptable? No. It's questions you read questions like that, it's like, yep, anime community. Cheers. Should I still register if I'm checking the convention out? Depending on convention, you don't have to register at all. There's no such thing as a free sample with events, unfortunately. If you're planning to go to an event, just buy the ticket. What do you do with somebody with the same costume as you? Do you change it? No, it's Highlander rules. It's fight to the death. There can only be one. No, obviously, if you go and somebody, there's got to be lots of people dressed the same character quite a lot of other times. You just go on, just vibe with it. Back to the title, like how to attend an anime convention. Just attend. Like there's a lot of work that goes into the red tape behind a convention. On our website, we have so many informative articles, questions and answers, and we are constantly, even after a decade of doing this, updating it, and policies and all of that stuff. And if you want it, the information is there for you, but you don't want to get yourself bogged down too much in that. If you want to do something, just go and do it. Just attend the event, just attend it. Just live in the moment and attend the event. and have fun. If you are interested in anime conventions in the United Kingdom, pop over to SunnyCon. If not, go and attend an event anywhere, wherever you're based. Go look up the anime convention or any other convention and that, and go and have fun. They are really good events. Thank you for your time, and I will see you next time. Bye.